Next morning, we were grouped downstairs at the inn as planned. I can't even speak it properly.
Is everyone now prepared to begin our journey?
We nod.
Then let us depart.
She leads the way out of the inn and back into the quiet city. Remnants of last night's festival litter the ground in a series of petals and general debris. Cleanup details hardly at work. They wear thick gloves as they half-heartedly remove the decorations and debris. Wonder how long they've been working on this. Festivities continue even after I threw in my hat and went to bed. Diana and I share a glance as she smiles. Follow Amelia through the twists and turns of the city. Where exactly are we going now?
To the Crystal Rail station.
Crystal Rail? Sounds like it might be a train. Diana speaks up before I even ask.
Where are we taking the Crystal Rail to?
Bazada.
She looks up in surprise.
Ember Mist is in Bazada?
They say you can find anything there.
She shoots Zach a look, which he returns with his usual stony gaze. What's so surprising about Bazada?
It's just closer than I expected.
No, Ember Mist is not within Bazada, but Bazada is the closest station to the location of Ember Mist.
Diana still seems skeptical, but doesn't push it. I guess we'll find out whether or not Amelia is right. We continue the rest of the way in silence. After a few minutes, we arrive at the station. Set up as a simpler version of a train station back home. Ticket booth is right across from the entrance. While they sort out retrieving tickets, I look around. Vendors selling food and trinkets line perimeter in the enclosed space. Building is mostly empty at this time of morning.
We must hurry if we wish to catch the next Crystal Rail. It is nearing the platform.
Once we get our tickets, we rush down a back hallway, which opens to the platform. Arriving onto the platform is a sleek bullet train, porcelain white, with windows dotting the sides. My jaw drops as I watch it hover to the tracks. A pair of long crystal rows run along the bottom of the train, identical crystal rows lining the tracks. So cool? Yeah, that's actually pretty damn cool. Feel almost giddy as we line up the board. Can't believe I'm about to ride on a hover train. Diana cocks her head to the side.
Is this not something you're used to?
Not exactly. We have trains too, but they're mostly run on diesel and electricity now. The original model were powered by steam. Diana's eyes widen.
That must be some powerful magic.
That's not magic. It's just boiling water. This is magic. Diana smiles.
Boy.
The Pongo eyes the crystal in the train, his mouth open in anticipation. Diana notices, snatches him up. He wriggles at first, but after she gives him a few pats on the head, he calms down and grins at her. About to board the train when the attendants stop us.
Sorry, Pongas are not allowed due to equipment which are sensitive to energy absorption.
Oh.
Diana looks sadly at the blue guy in her arms.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I think this is where we say goodbye.
He blinks back at her in confusion, a worried smile on her face.
Boy?
Diana's lip trembles.
I'm sorry.
She gives him a final hug and sets him down on the ground. Then with glass eyes full of tears, she rushes into the train. The Pongo blinks. Wow, that's actually kind of an emotional departure there.
Boy?
Amelia cocks her head to the side and looks at it. Pongo mimics her.
Boy?
I have not known you long, but I will be saddened to see you go.
She nods and then hops into the train. Zack looks at the Pongo, and instinctively his hand protects his guns.
Try not to eat anyone else's weapon.
Boy?
Pongo blinks at Zack's retreating form. Finally, it's my turn. This is goodbye. I'll miss you? Oh, God. Yeah, I'll miss the poor little thing. Yeah, I'll miss the poor little guy. He blinks and grins.
Boy?
I didn't expect this to be so difficult. Cocks his head to the side and tries again.
Boy?
Sorry, my alarm went off. My alarm actually went off. Wow, this is not good. Give me a sec here. I had a lot of personal stuff going on in my life, so I ended up not able to record too much. So willingly, I'm choosing myself to stay up a little bit tonight to record. Not tonight, technically it's morning right now, to record some stuff. And my morning alarm, my usual wake-up morning alarm for morning streams, just went off. Well, good thing it's weekend. I don't do morning streams. Nevertheless, I'm sorry, little buddy. This is as far as we can go together. Tries to hop onto my shoulders as he's done so many times in the past, but I don't let him. I'm sorry, but you have to stay here. So sad. Quickly turn away and head onto the train. While other people board the train, join the rest of my group. Oh, sorry, had to pop my finger. Diana tries to control her sniffles while Amelia looks down at her feet. Zach acts as casual as always, but the nod he gives me feels lackluster. Well, feeling the loss of the Pongo. He was my first friend when I came to this world. After we had a moment to compose ourselves, we searched for our train cabin. Passed through a few cars before we finally find our cabin towards the end of our train. Part of me feels like the Pongo attached himself to the train somehow and is riding along with us. Amelia slides open the door, then shuts it immediately.
Impossible.
But what's going on? She opens the door again and we all peer inside. Inside the cozy cabin are plush seats, a rock above the seats to hold any luggage, and a rectangular table in the center. There's also a Pongo bouncing happily on the seats.
Boy, boy!
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. He's gonna be joining us.
Pongo!
Diana squeals excitedly and scoops him back up into a big hug. We all file into the cabin after her and shut the door before anyone notices the Pongo. When Diana notices our stares, she clears her throat and sets him back down.
But how did you get in here?
Seriously, weren't you just outside a second ago? How'd you get in here and find our cabin before we did?
Boy!
Impossible.
I think the Pongo broke Amelia. Zach, as unfazed as always, plops down into one of the seats and leans back.
Some things just can't be explained.
With how often the Pongo seems to disappear and reappear unexpectedly, you'd think you'd be used to it by now. Take a seat as well as the Pongo hops into my lap. Diana pouts and the Pongo moves away from her. As the Pongo moves away from her. Aww. Millie seems to have recomposed herself and also takes a seat. Not much later, I feel the jerk of the train departing, and hear the calming hum of the engine. Both Diana and Amelia stare out the window. Zach has his hand down and his arms crossed. I think he may be asleep, but it's hard to tell. Remembering how I found him in the campsite, I can only assume this guy can literally sleep anywhere. My eyes feel droopy too. I really went all out last night and did not get enough sleep. That I wouldn't mind if I just catch up on a few of those hours lost. When I awaken, everyone else is awake too, looking more bored than ever. Only the Pongo snoozes on my lap. How long was I asleep for? Diana glances at me.
Just a few hours.
Are we almost there?
No. We will not arrive before tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeesh, I don't know what I'm going to do with all the spare time. I automatically reach into my pocket to pull out my phone, forgetting for a second that it doesn't work. Shoot. But then my hand closes into something equally good. Pull up my deck of cards and lay them out on the table. Diana cranes her neck to see better.
What do you have there?
My cards. Cut the deck and shuffle them. Wanna play something? There's enough people that we can play a cheat.
How do you play that?
It's easy. Each round you put a card from your hand face down on the center of the table and say what card it is, like this. Pull one down as an example. One king. Then everyone else at the table can decide whether or not I'm telling the truth. If you think I'm lying, you call out cheater, and I have to reveal the card. If I was lying, I'll take all the cards in a pile. If I was telling the truth, then whoever accused me takes all the cards in a pile, and the next person starts a new round. You win by having no cards in your hand.
Sounds like fun. I'll play.
Amelia looks thoughtful.
Although I have not partaken in this game before, this sounds like it would be a stimulating challenge.
That's a interesting way to put it. Yeah, sure, yeah, stimulating challenge. I swear, the girl is really, really robotic. I mean, she's a prodigy for a reason. She probably didn't have a lot of people to interact with, so she's probably just taking everything to be practical, but it's whatever. I glance at Zach. You in? She shakes his head.
I'll pass.
Diana frowns.
Why not? I know that mercenaries love card games. and it's not like there's much else to do while we wait.
It's just not my type of game.
I guess no game then. Let's up the stakes here. Let's up the stakes. As a mercenary, I think I know what can spark his interest. What if we play for money? Zack sits up and looks at me.
I thought you didn't have money.
I do have money. Pitch my pack and drop the loose change off the table. It's just not usable here. Millie leans in close and peers at my money. Even Liana takes an interested glance.
I fail to recognize this type of currency.
Well, it's not exactly from Eurasia. Ragia? I probably mispronounced it entirely. Amelia stares intently at me again. After a long pause, she looks back at the coins.
I see.
I point out the different types of change I have. I point out, make sure you get the pennies. They're the most valuable.
Are these not made from copper?
Pennies. Yes.
And the nickel would be made from nickel.
Also yes.
Then suffice it is to say, should not the nickel be more valuable than the penny?
Damn, she got me. Zack leans back into his seat.
If it's not money I can use, then I'm not interested.
Zack,
I will pay you for his coins.
Zack sits back up.
Go on.
For any coin of his you receive, I will trade you one of our coins.
Amelia, you really don't have to do that.
I know.
Yeah, it looks uneasily between Zack and Amelia.
Alright. Deal.
Wow, okay. As Zack settles in, I deal out the cards. Zack frowns when he looks at his hand.
These cards are strange.
Like I said, I'm not from Eurasia. I give a brief rundown of the suits and face cards. When I look up from my hand, I see Amelia staring at me. It's getting a little uncomfortable. Let's start the bet. We'll throw our coins on the table. I'll go first. Drop a card face down on the table. 110. Silence. No one reacts. Okay, Liana, it's your go.
Okay.
She slides a card onto the table, her face completely blank.
1, 2.
Pass. Bet she's telling the truth. Nobody else calls her out either. Amelia's go. Facing more stoic than Liana's, Amelia places a card onto the table.
1 queen.
Pass. I don't think she's cheating. Again, neither does anyone else. Maybe they aren't quite understanding how to play. Although I guess it is just for the first round. Finally, Zack's go. In usual Zack's fashion, he stoically slips the card down.
2 8s.
Cheater.
Whoa, she was fast. Without breaking from a poker face, he flips over the card to reveal different cards than 8s. Silently, he collects the pile. We count how many cards each person has in their hand, and whoever has the lowest number so far collects the first round of bets. Then we throw in next rounds of bets. Okay, me again. Stay with truth, I'ma stay with truth, I'ma stay with truth. Better stick with truth. Poker face, show and tell. Show and tell. Show and tell? Maybe I should mess with him a little. Purposely let it slip on my face that I might be lying. 2 3s. Liana calls me out.
Cheater!
I flip over my cards to reveal 2 3s.
You tricked me.
I grin as she grabs the cards. Liana looks slightly worried at her hand and then smooths her face.
2 aces.
Cheat. I saw the moment of worry. She's definitely cheating. Cheater. Liana proudly flips over 2 aces. Use my own strategy against me, I see.
It was too good to resist.
Wow, okay, you know what? This obviously being cleverly pre-programmed ahead of time, obviously. But man, does it flow so naturally, this kind of interaction. I love it. Oh my god. It's too good, it's way too good. Can't believe I fell for it. Amelia pulls down her cards.
2 7s.
Pass. Her poker face is just too good. I can't tell if she's cheating or not, so I'm going to stay silent. Nobody else calls her out. Without delay, Zack lays down his cards.
2 5s.
Before anyone else has a chance to react, Amelia calls out.
Cheater.
Zack grumbles under his breath as he collects the pile. Amelia looks smug at Zack's disgruntledness. She is getting him left and right. Bet for this round goes to the winner and we start a new pot. Back to me again. Sheet. Time to trick everyone. Poker face. I drain all emotion from my face and place a card onto the table. 1 king.
Cheater.
Thought I had everyone fooled. Amelia's pretty good at this. Flip on my card to reveal a 2 of hearts. Leanna lays down her card, looking confident.
1 king?
Cheat. Cheater.
Nope.
She flips over the card to reveal a king. Shoot. I should have seen that coming. I collect the card. Amelia wears the same stony face and slips down a card.
1 jack.
Cheat. Cheater. Amelia wardlessly flips over the card to reveal a 10 of clubs. She slips it back into her hand. Zack plays his card.
1 6.
Again, Amelia is faster than anyone else.
Cheater.
Zack growls in frustration.
How do you know every single time?
Amelia just stares at him with the same blank stare, which frustrates Zack even more.
This is the dumbest game ever.
Throws his cards down on the table and knocks over the coins before crossing his arms. Diana jumps away from the table as Zack hits it, her eyes wide. I'm a little taken aback and jolt back, which wakes the Pongo. Only Amelia remains unfazed.
Hoi boy?
So, should we keep going?
Of course.
Zack picks his card back up. Diana and I glance at each other and burst out laughing. At first Amelia looks at us in bewilderment, but our laugh's so contagious that she breaks a smile.
Are we playing or what?
We resume the game with smiles all around. Okay, this is actually kinda neat, not gonna lie. Wow, this is actually kinda cool. The longer we played, the more into the game everyone became. Needless to say, Amelia correctly guessed Zack's cheats every single time, much to Zack's ever-growing frustration. In the end, I won the game with the first to run out of cards. When we were tired of cheats, I taught him a couple of other games. It was late into the night when we all decided to turn in and go to sleep. That was actually kinda cool. That was freaking cool. Oh my god, that was dope. That was so well written, so well put together. Damn, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. This is early access, y'all. Early access quality. Now this is the qual we need. This is the epitome of perfect early access gameplay. The sun shines brightly through the window and splashes on my face, forcing me awake. Liana and Amelia are both already awake, but Zack still has his head down as he's still fast asleep. I look outside and squint at the sky. Oh, what time is it?
It's already past noon. We slept through the entire morning.
Wow. We did? Liana giggles at my alarm.
Normally that would be a bad thing, but in this case it's okay. We're almost at Bazada.
I nod. Zack gradually wakes up and we'll make sure we have all our things. After another hour or two, the train stops and announces our arrival to Bazada. The sun hangs high in the sky, and one by one we step off the train. As soon as I set foot in the city, I'm assaulted by the sound of voices. Makeshift stalls line the sides of roads and alleys as people pack the streets. Traders entice onlookers to view the wares and customers haggling in the heated shouting matches. We're going to have to travel through that? I blanch at the thought of getting trapped amidst a sea of people, like sardines in a can.
We have arrived in Bazada.
This where we'll find Ember Mist?
No, as I said, it is the closest city to Ember Mist.
Considering the bustle of the place, I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden city is so close. No wonder Leon seems so surprised. Amelia seems to read my thoughts.
Of course, close is a relative term. We must first traverse some rough terrain and pass through the forest before we find Ember Mist.
She points towards the south, where I can make out the tips of treetops, and she glances up at the sky.
Considering only a few hours remain before nightfall, it may be in our best interest to spend the evening here in the city and depart in the morning.
Liana nods.
Good thinking. This marketplace is so huge. People say you can literally buy your heart's desires here.
Is there something you're thinking of buying?
Nothing in particular, but I would like to check out the stalls. Traders from all over the world gather here to sell their wares.
Hoi!
I glance down on my feet and watch the Pongo wiggle excitedly. He casts hungry looks into the crowd. Is there a lot of magic here? I haven't seen this guy so excited since he first tried to eat me. Amelia bends down and scrutinizes him. She pokes him with a finger and the Pongo giggles.
Hi, boy!
I'm going to the inn. I'll meet up with you later.
Before any of us can react, Zack slips into the crowd. Should we go after him? Amelia doesn't even blink at Zack's departure. She's too preoccupied with the Pongo. Liana shakes her head.
No, but since Zack left, I'm going to go too. Should we meet back up at the inn?
Sure. She nods and heads into the crowd. Since everyone else seems to know what they want to do, what do I want to do? Go shopping with Leon, see what Amelia's up to, check on Zack, be a loner. I kinda wanna see if you can go shopping with Liana. I kinda feel like we're on that route. I really like what's going on between Liana and us right now, so we're gonna see if we can help Liana out. Maybe carry some things for her. Head to the same direction I think Liana's gone and duck into the crowd, trying not to bump into too many people as I explore the marketplace. Never seen a place this crowded before. Doesn't feel like I'm walking so much as being pushed by everyone. Despite all the people, I'm fascinated by the market stalls. Merchants sell all different types of merchandise, ranging from clay pottery to magic amulets. As I'm being pulled through the crowd, I see a glimpse of blonde hair and white armor. It must be Liana. I wade through the crowd and see Liana frozen in place. Hey, Liana. She blinks at me.
Hey!
How's the marketplace so far?
Really interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff I haven't seen before.
She seems distracted.
Do you smell that?
I breathe in deeply. Smells fruity and sweet, silent but deadly. Wow. Wow. I'm gonna say fruity and sweet. I think that's what she's talking about. An overwhelmingly sweet smell wafts by the breeze. There's really no way it couldn't.
I think it's coming from that stall over there. Come on!
Clever humor, by the way, clever humor. She darts back into the crowd and quickly follows until we stop at a stall filled with delicate glass bottles. Is this perfume?
Yes, welcome, welcome.
A tan man in silken robes ushers us closer to the stall. He selects a glass bottle filled with pale pink liquid and offers it to Liana.
A noble scent to match such a noble woman.
Liana blushes and delicately sniffs the bottle, her eyes widen in recognition.
Is that extract of spirit orchid?
The man grins broadly and clasps his hands together.
Yes, yes, very rare, from the far celestial mountains.
I never expected to find this perfume here.
What is it? Liana offers me the bottle and take a tentative whiff. It smells fruity, like a cross between an apple or a pear. Is this a flower? She nods.
The spirit orchid. It only grows in the deep forest of the celestial mountain range.
Why is it called this spirit orchid?
The roots are a very pale white. And when it grows, it almost looks like it's floating midair, like a spirit.
That's kinda neat. She nods absentmindedly, continues to hold the bottle. Do you want to get it? Liana quickly shakes her head.
Oh, sorry. It just reminds me of home. My grandmother used to wear this perfume whenever she left the house. When I was little, that meant taking me down to the market.
She smiles fondly at the memory, but her eyes hold a hint of sadness.
I loved wandering the shops and stalls. It didn't matter if I had nothing to buy. It was a chance to leave the house and be like everyone else.
It sounds like you didn't get to go out much.
It was complicated.
She doesn't offer up any more information and returns the bottle to a blank spot on the shelf. Although she's been very helpful in helping me understand the world, Liana doesn't talk about her past much. I glance at her again. She looks pensively at the bottle, a small crease in her brow. Suddenly, a new scent cuts through the floral perfumes. It smells of cinnamon and spice. Cookies. Hey Liana, do you smell that? She jolts out of her thought and blinks.
Smell what?
I think it's coming from the stall over there. I grin, and just as she did before, dart back into the street.
Hey, wait!
We weave through the people before stopping in front of a stall filled with assortments of baked goods. I breathe in the heavenly sweetness of sugar and and sigh confidently. Leanna closes her eyes and inhales.
It smells so delicious!
Browse the array of cookies and tiny cakes. Leanna gasps.
They have cinnamon parfaits. I love those.
What are those?
They're cinnamon and vanilla custard layers with apricots. What do you think looks good?
Parfaits, cupcakes, unlike sweets. Parfait sounds really fancy. I'm not gonna lie, parfait does sound really fancy. Actually, that cinnamon parfait you mentioned sounds really good.
They are. And they're not super sweet either, which is why I like them.
I fished my pocket for the winnings from yesterday. Today's treats are on me. Leanna looks amused.
Are you sure you want to use your life savings?
Wow, well then, okay, look, okay, no. We won up money fair and square, alright, in the gambling. We worked really hard. We didn't really work too hard, but we just played games for that money. I chuckle. Don't worry, you've been very generous towards me ever since Meadow Hill. That's the least I can do to repay you. I know it's not much, but please consider this a token of my appreciation. Leanna smiles bashfully.
Thank you.
I grin. A beautiful cinnamon parfait for Leanna and a dessert for myself. Cheers. Hold up my dessert and take a bite. As the sweetness melts on my tongue, I let out a contented sigh. It's even better than I imagined. Leanna giggles and lets out an equally happy sigh as she bites into her cinnamon parfait.
This is why I love markets.
I nod in agreement as we return to the streets. One of the guards in the marketplace notices Leanna's Mage Guild emblem and pulls her over to talk.
Sorry, I need to take this.
Since this looks like official business, I better leave them be. We can catch up later then? She smiles.
Okay.
Alright, now we can actually... Oh, this is actually kind of cool. So we can actually interact with everybody here. Awesome. This is actually kind of cool. I like this. I like where this is going. I like where this is going. Especially with Leanna. I want to see where this continues from. Let's see what Amelia is up to. I decided to seek out Amelia. I stand by awkwardly while Amelia mutters to herself. She seems to be in the middle of something and doesn't notice my presence.
Male, adolescent, of the cerulean variant.
She holds out her bracelet. Pongo blinks at it and looks back at her. Amelia cocks her head into the to the side as she observes him. With Amelia's attention still on him, Pongo scoots closer to the bracelet and looks at her again.
Go on.
He cautiously sniffs at the bracelet and sticks a tongue out to lick the air. Afterwards, he grins widely at Amelia.
Boy?
Interesting. Normally, a cerulean Pongo will leave out even the slightest trace of magical residue.
Amelia doesn't have a chance to finish as the Pongo springs into her arms.
Boy!
She fumbles the catch and pulls the Pongo close to her chest to stabilize him.
What do you think you're...
Her voice trails off as she looks down at the still smiling Pongo.
Boy?
Amelia blinks at the caution as the caution melts away from her face. The corners of her mouth curl up in a smile, and she squeezes the Pongo in a cuddle. So she does have some sort of human qualities. Okay, well that's at least nice to see.
Boy!
Pongo wheezes as she squeezes against her chest. So cute. Join in. Oh my god. Join in. Should I be watching this? I don't know. You know, I'm gonna say that was kind of cute. You do like him. Amelia gasps and drops her arms, letting the Pongo tumble to the ground.
Boy!
I was merely conducting analysis.
Boy!
The Pongo hops back into her arms and snuggles against her. Amelia's cheeks tingle pink. She clears her throat.
Regardless, I am going to the apothecary.
The apothecary? Can we just heal with magic?
Yes, there are mages who specialize in healing magic, but they use earth magic which neither Leanna nor I possess. As such, we will need to purchase healing items to treat a wound.
Makes sense to me. Would you like me to go along with you?
No, it will be faster if I go alone.
Before I even have a chance to react, she turns on her heels and walks away. As she goes, the Pongo pops his face over her shoulder and gazes longingly at me.
Boy!
A single tear rolls down his cheek. Pongo! I reach out to him as the distance between us grows. Wait a minute, why is he making that face? He could literally leave at any time and just come back to me. Come back! He turns around and disappears from my view. That sneaky little Pongo. He's like, nope, you know, dude, I'm staying with this girl. I'm chilling with her. She's nice. I like Pongo. I really like Pongo. Check on Zack. It's weird. It's funny. A character that I don't get to see too often, like in game, like I don't get to see a sprite too often. I get still some sort of interaction from them. That's kind of neat. Check on Zack. Zack went straight to the inn in Lumia, too. What's going on in all these inns? I'd like to know too. Rush into the street and look for any signs of the inn. Luckily, I managed to spot Zack in the crowd before he disappears back into the sea of people. Showing my way down the street, I finally located the inn just in time to see Zack. He stands in front of a large notice board filled with pinned papers. As I get closer, I can make out some of the flyers, which include a portrait of a scowling face and a large monetary number. Is Zack checking out wanted posters? Maybe he's looking for a specific bounty. I'm about to call out to him when a young blonde wearing a skin-tight suit of armor flounces over to him. Twirling a lock of her hair between her fingers, she seems to study the board. Every so often, she shoots pointed glances over to Zack, hoping to catch his eyes, but his attention never wavers from the board. Finally, she speaks.
Do you have a bounty on your heart?
For the first time since his arrival, Zack looks at her. She grins devilishly.
Because I'm looking to collect.
He focuses on the board as she frowns. For her second attempt, she bumps up to her ample chest and touches his arm as she speaks in a slick, sweet voice. Sickly, sweet voice.
So, are you a bounty hunter?
Zack shrugs his arm off. Zack shrugs her arm off of him.
No.
Then you must be a mercenary.
He doesn't answer. She seems to take that as a sign of encouragement, and her sultry smile returns. She leans in close to him and runs her fingers up his arm.
I've got a mission that I could use some help with. Are you for hire?
Again, Zack brushes her hand off of him, steps away from her.
No.
She seems a little taken aback, but quickly recovers and slides closer to him.
Are you sure there isn't something I could offer to change your mind?
Damn.
No.
She is really trying to get... She's really trying to get him in one way or the other. She sighs before plastering the same smile and lets out a small laugh.
Geez, you're kind of dense. I was hoping to spend some intimate time with you. So, what do you say?
No thanks. But if I'm ever in need of your services, then I'll go find you at the brothel.
Damn! The woman's eyes grow wide like saucers. With a sharp huff, she tries to slap Zack, who sidesteps out of the way. She lets out another huff before storming off. Damn! Maybe interested in said service? Let us watch her leave. Let us watch her leave. I hustle out of her way as she stomps towards the exit. Oh, she did not look happy. Well, that was weird. I'll go stand beside Zack. What was that about? He shrugs.
Who cares?
Take a look at the wanted poster on the board. Most of these faces look like the generic weathered and scarred bandits I imagined. Huh. Is this what you had to take care of in Illumia, sorry. Zack fixes his expressionless eyes on me. When we first reached Illumia, the first thing you did was find the inn. And then when we came here, you did the exact same thing. He relaxes slightly and nods.
Just staying up to date on the news.
Sounds like life on Mercenary is pretty interesting.
Something like that.
Excuse me, are you a mercenary?
As one, Zack and I turn to face another scantily dressed woman. This one has fiery red hair and mischievous glint in her eye. Zack narrows his eyes.
Yes?
Are you sure you're not a rogue? Because you've just stolen my heart.
Those pickup lines. Zack sighs and facepalms. I have a bad feeling about this. Zack ends up shaking her off and searches for the innkeeper to buy a drink. I'm ready for a little bit of me time. Guess we're gonna be loner for a little bit. I head into the crowd and appreciate all the marketplace has to offer. After exploring the city, I meet up with the rest of the group back at the inn. Tensions are high as we eat in silence. I think everyone is a mixture of weariness and anxiety for the next leg of our journey. Even the Pongo is strangely silent and obedient. Once we finish eating, we head upstairs to find our rooms. Upon finding a room, Liana suddenly perks up.
Oh, Amelia, you and I will be sharing a room tonight.
Amelia speaks dismissively.
Naturally, that would be more appropriate than the alternative.
She pauses, looks at Liana with interest.
Are you insinuating that you would rather share a bedroom with them?
Amelia points to Zack and me.
What? No! Of course not!
Oh, my mistake. Of course you could not have met both of them. There aren't nearly enough beds.
What? Excuse me?
You must have meant him.
Amelia points to me. Liana's face turns pink as she shakes her head.
Amelia! That's not true!
Oh my god. Oh god, it's so cliche, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my god. I don't know, man. I don't know. I expect something like that to happen, but yeah, I know it's cliche, but that's the best part about it. The cliche things are usually the best things there. The guilty pleasures you just enjoy just for the sake of it.
If that is false, then why is your face red?
The point is, I'd obviously rather share a room with you.
Amelia blinks.
If that is the case, then why even bring it up?
She never brought it up.
Because I'm excited. It'll be nice to have some girl time.
Oh no, she did bring it up. Never mind, she did. Amelia studies Liana, then nods.
I concur. Sharing a room has proven to strengthen bonds amidst peers and foster camaraderie.
You mean, make friends?
Precisely.
Liana grins and Amelia smiles back.
Poi?
As we glance down the pongo at our feet, is it my imagination or is he trying to ask which room is he going to sleep in tonight? Amelia snatches him up in her arms.
The Pongo needs to spend the night with us tonight. We need him for science.
As Amelia slips into the bedroom, Liana nods rapidly.
Yes, for science.
Then follow Amelia into the room and slams the door shut. Science? What kind of science? There's a moment of silence as Zack and I stare at the closed door.
Is it just me, or did that seem unusually suspicious to you?
Use me instead? Oh. Wow, is the Pongo really that special? For some reason I feel like we missed out by not securing the Pongo. Zack shakes his head.
More like we dodged a blast.
Don't you mean bullet?
Bullet?
I guess idioms don't translate well here. Never mind. Still baffled about what happened, Zack and I enter our room and get ready for bed. Not sure exactly what that was all about, but okay, that's whatever. Well, hopefully the Pongo is all good. Although the train was more comfortable than I expected, it cannot compare to a real bed. As I snuggle into the blankets, I soon drift into a restful slumber. I like the little jingle that plays every single time we wrap something up, you know? I like that, I really do. It's nice, it's a nice little jingle. Zack and I awaken at dawn and silently go about preparing for the day. As I grab a few items off my bed, I look over at Zack, who is fiddling with his gun. That guy sure gives his discharger a lot of attention. And I know I don't want to do that. I do not want to do this. I don't want to do this, but I got to get food. I got to do more recordings, but I'll be right back in a future episode. For now, I'm gonna take a little break, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all checking out this episode. I hope you enjoyed this game, because I'm sure as hell I'm personally myself having a blast here, y'all. I'm having an absolute pleasure playing this. This is absolutely incredible. One of the honestly one of the top visual novels I've ever played so far, and this is like early access content, so this is really impressive, really impressive. I can't wait to see what the developer does more to this. Seriously, this is so good. Nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little break right here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. My name is Thamriyell. Like, subscribe, and so have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video of Crystalline. Wait, Crystarium. And I'll see, no, Crystalline. It's 2 L's. I need to remember that. Nevertheless, see ya.